Welcome to Season 3, Episode 16 of Mostly Harmful, our Starfinder campaign. Tonight's episode, with its tentative Twitch title, is Trap Found, and it is the sequel to a couple weeks ago, because we had a bit of a gap, Trap Finder episode. The party is currently trolling through a Blue Star Corporation-funded R&D center, a research and development center, and they have signed up to be lab rats for a series of traps. They made it roughly halfway through last time, and we'll be picking up there. My name's Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I'll let my folks introduce themselves.
My name is Justin. I am playing Seeker, the android technomancer, who's also currently Biggles the Bisque, a kind of crazy homeless style test subject. And yeah,
That's a thing.
that's it.
Great intro, what?
He didn't do anything as fun as Biggles the Chowder yet. So
Good job, Super Chief.
All right. I am Chris, and I play Military Top, and he is a Isoki mechanic, and right now he is currently wearing a gun. Yeah, wearing a gun as an oxygen tank, and he really likes that. He can't wait to use it. Yeah. That's about it.
yeah, there you go.
And I'm Michael, and I'm playing Zero, the android operative. Not doing any of those two things. following, I'm actually just following Rex around and watching him fail, instead of going in front and preventing that.
which with all your operative benefits, you'd be safe 90% of the time.
No, you set off a trap, I dodge it. You set off another trap, I dodge it.
No damage, no nothing. Yeah, that's all right.
This way is more fun for everyone.
Hello,
For everyone.
I'm Nick, and I play Dren, who is not trolling around because he's not a troll, and he's not a rat, so he's not a lab rat either. But he is a monkey captain thing, slimy
Bug.
monkey captain thing, and yeah.
I think we're gonna go with Slumkey.
Slumkey?
I don't like that.
I don't
That
like
sounds like a really shitty Pokemon.
It's a slug monkey, Slumkey. Yeah, that will be a
Yeah,
Pokemon. Wait
I
for the
like
next
it.
batch.
Slumkey.
That's it. Nailed it.
I don't
Yo,
like it.
Game Freak,
Fits.
hire me. I got
Slumkey used ooze. It's super gross.
It's super erotic.
My name is Patrick, and I'm playing Rex, not to be confused with Rex. I am currently leading the charge into the trap situation that we found ourselves in because no one else would. That's
Well,
it.
why send the living
They're
first?
expendable, yeah.
I-
Robot lives
I mean,
don't
you've already
matter.
lost one
Robot
character,
lives don't
right?
matter.
So I mean,
I could probably just rebuild you.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say Rex's current form with the Rye experiment thing programming in there is the most important member of the crew. I'm not going to go so far as to say that. But I think Rex has been historically, at least the previous incarnation, incredibly valuable.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know
Yeah,
I'm not
but
wrong. I
you're
never
not
in
wrong.
actual life.
Yeah, but if you lose Rex, you lose Rex. And vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, Rex does a lot on the ship. I don't even know if the ship can
Because
run
we
without
can't get
Rex.
Trent to go first.
Can
Oh
it?
no, it can.
Oh, okay.
Also, in unrelated news, I have a new mic. So now I sound much, much sexier.
Ugh.
Wow.
As if you could sound any sexier?
Too true.
I can only get so erect.
You know what would be really good on a new mic, Patrick?
What?
A song.
Rye died.
And a one, and a two, and a...
I just picture Patrick slapping his mic. Yeah, done. All right. For
Can always do a
announce,
re-recording of the ship song.
you know what? I take it with some accoutrement. Let's do it.
I mean, you
we'll do
gotta,
it
you gotta
practicing the
sing
a
the...
instruments.
solo. It'll be your
No,
LP.
no, I'm not gonna do
How-
that.
You gotta sing the
LP.
Ballad of
I don't know if I
Rye.
used that
I
right.
mean, gotta sing his memorial piece.
Yeah, the in memoriam. It's important.
Yeah.
Oh my god, well, I guess that's
That
what the
would've been
video
great.
was. was
That
gonna
would have
say
been
if
great.
Rye wrote himself a farewell
Oh,
song.
that would have been good. That's a missed op. That might have to get uncovered in the archives.
I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Yeah, missed op. That's too bad. All right. If anyone's just caught on and hasn't been watching for the past, I don't remember how many episodes ago it was.
We're listening.
Patrick's original. Yeah, we're listening. Sorry. Thank you. Justin can't get. Never mind. God damn it. What the hell was I saying? Patrick's original character Rye did bite it on a mission where they took out the first of the triumvirate. They have now cleared out the second of the triumvirate, mostly through deals, and are working on getting equipped to take on the third of the triumvirate. So that's about where we are timeline wise. For announcements, I don't have any.
I have none.
I'm still waiting for Slime Patrick to come, or Slime Rye to come back.
Sly.
The body just controlled by the slime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could happen.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
It's still in there.
It's
so
still there. Somewhere there's just a head in space with like
I thought it was in the ship.
tentacles swimming.
Yeah, it
through
escaped. Didn't it escape?
the
Isn't
slime.
it,
Yeah, I
isn't
thought
it
the
somewhere
slime
in the
escaped.
ship?
No, I don't know how much you guys
No.
remember. There's multiple slimes on your
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something escaped.
ship. You have, I think, 7 somewhere on your ship, and you don't know how many actually were successfully inserted into your supporting crew. You don't know how many made their saves. We know Rye failed his again.
I passed mine.
Everyone else on the crew, I believe, passed theirs. Oh, did you guys do that in secret? Should I not be saying that? I don't think.
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
No, I think it was public.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't really.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think any of us failed.
Yeah, I think you
Does
guys are all
anything
good,
we do matter?
barring Rye, and you don't know
Nothing
what
really
happens in your
matters.
forecast. But again,
It's
you
like
guys,
most things in my life. It doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't, you don't know. What's
I
going
think
on.
we technically don't even know the slimes are there.
Correct. You do
'cause
not
that'd
know
been
the slimes are
good.
there.
We could have a Rye clone, and it would be a Slime Rye, and we could call it Sly.
That was my favorite Beanie Baby growing up.
Was it a fox? Was
It's
that
a raccoon.
raccoon?
No, it was a fox.
Okay.
Was it?
Oh,
Fox?
was? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fox. It's not Sly Cooper, you fuck. It's Sly like a fox. Come on.
Like a fox.
Or is that Crazy like a fox?
Crazy
both.
like a fox.
Both.
Is it both? All right. Well,
No.
whatever.
It's both.
I can guarantee it was a fox. There you go.
Moving on.
As I've been trying to. If you guys are ready, let's get into it. We will be doing an after party, and did we do an after party last time?
No.
We can. So this is technically the first after
we
party
went
of the
long
month.
last
Yeah, that's fine. This is the first after party of the month, so this after party will make it to YouTube if Justin remembers or we remember to tell him. All other after parties are available if you support us on Patreon, which you can find at bit.ly/neverpatreon. And as always, if you ever want to talk shop or even get the down low on what's coming up after Starfinder, hit us up on either Twitter at NSTPcast or on our Discord, which is bit.ly/neverdiscord. I look up when I think of things, and I work with students at a college, and every time I do this, they're like, "What the fuck is he looking at?" Like every time without fail, they're like, "What is he looking?" It's just how I think.
Yeah, I
don't know
always
where
look
keep
up
the
or
thought.
away.
Yeah, I guess you don't do it normally when in one-on-one conversation all the time for me. Just man, I don't know if you're gonna graduate.
You know, I wonder if people don't join our Discord or Patreon or whatever because we always tell them to never do those things.
I have given some thought to that, but you know what? I
It's
like
too
it
late to
anyways.
change it.
Well, no, it's not. I can change as much as I want. I can even make multiple, and it's not even a problem. But I like it.
Look at this guy over here. We
Which
can make links. Jeez.
oh yes, that's me. All right, moving on to start the episode. J-Man.
Did you post it in Twitter? And all that
That's
good
me.
I posted the coming in an hour. Nope, didn't say that.
stuff?
Also, it would have been more like 5 minutes.
Remember when we were a family show?
Yeah.
From
do you wanna-
like episode 1 to episode 1.
Yeah.
we tried. We tried. For
Yeah,
like-
so the goblin, his face melts off. And,
that doesn't count. Listen,
Yeah, I
Listen,
remember.
Nobody cares about violence.
no
I
one
remember
cares
being
about
told
violence.
off for saying like ass or something like that. He was like, "Hey, this is a kids show." So anyway, gore and viscera as
Watch anything on television right now, and
True.
you're fine.
SpongeBob.
You know,
SpongeBob's face melts all the time. And have you seen Handsome Squidward? That's all sort of unsettling. There's plenty
They
of
do
SpongeBob
knock
that's
his face
horrifying.
into a door frame like 10 times in a row.
Ren and Stimpy was on television.
Ren
yeah.
and Stimpy was a special
Accessible to
weird
children.
thing where like Nickelodeon was just like not aware.
I watched the first episode of the revival, and they went through this whole bedroom scene where one of them was a catcher and one of them was a pitcher, and he was catching with his anus. They didn't even hide it.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Just
No, I know.
woof. All right, I'm getting this goddamn game started. It is 8:40, 10 minutes of this
Why?
nonsense. J-Man, do you want to roll the map down on so people can see it on Twitch? You're at the stairs.
I didn't realize we were that far down for some reason.
We're all the way down, actually. Now a little bit to the
Downtown.
Bam, there you go. You have successfully closed off 2 of 4 objectives that you had.
Yeah.
Some of you got a little singed on that last one, mostly Dren.
Yep.
And
I think
Always Nick's
only
character.
Dren.
I think it was only Dren. Right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I was safely out of the line of effect.
And going forward, you've been communicated by the scientists. They have these wrist bracelets for you guys and anklets on all of your outfits. Most of you are wearing special jumpsuits, except for Miller, who's feigning to be in a required environmental suit. So he got kind of loose ones attached. So you all have these devices which are monitoring you, and they're used to communicate. And now, as you are surrounded by this towering hedge maze with branching paths, and kind of ornate cobblestone floors inside of a really shitty research station on a dead moon, you hear some kind of crosstalk coming over your bracelets. And it's the scientists, which you've been hearing, so you're not, you know their names, and I'll be giving to them as they come up. But you hear the voice that you recognize as, let's see, who would push for this one? I guess it would be the Noir, which is like the high-tech Minotaur. You know,
I remember none of them.
his name is Vance.
Got
And
Vance, I got Katera.
Bob
You
Baker.
wrote it
Terra
down.
is
Do
the
you remember
Halo.
them?
There was a jabroni.
Jabrani.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
just make it the jabroni. Everything is the jabroni.
No, the Jabrani's too nice for this. The Noir says, all right, they've made it at least halfway through, and we've let Sylph have her fun. I think it's time we ramp it up and maybe do away with the whole hedge maze charade. What say you? And he's not talking to you at all, and you can get, because it's kind of off mic a little bit, almost like it's muffled. And you hear a kind of wordless whine coming from a youthful voice, which you would attribute to Sylph, the Wistona, who is a Sylph. She's the kind of small, diminutive, pale person. And then you hear Dorian, the Suli, the kind of muscled female scientist, and she says, yeah, I think that's something we should do. I will trigger the next transition, and yeah, do we let them know? And the Jabrani, the bug-like creature that's you've seen fly around for the most part, named Donvan, chirps in. Actually, they're already listening because you have the open mic, which is what that blinking light means.
Let us know what.
Mhm.
Your name is Durian, like the stinky fruit?
Dorian? I don't know what you mean by stinky fruit.
Guys, he's named after the stinky fruit.
He?
I don't even know what smell is.
Yeah.
I have a literal computer brain. I know everything.
I haven't smelled any fruit. I have no idea what that smells like. So
Yeah.
Also,
all right.
that was the first time I've accidentally slid back into the Rye persona in a while. That was not Rex.
That's
I was
right.
gonna say, yeah,
Rex's
that's
programming simply achieved a new hurdle. You're fine.
That's how you know it's working.
Dorian,
I forgot.
Dorian, over your comms, now fully addressing you and fully coming over the microphone, says, now that you've completed the first half of our trial here, we're going to ramp it up a bit. What this means for you is any items you manage to get on with you, you may utilize. If you are of the magical persuasion, you may also use magic. We are
that's me.
releasing all holds. However, you will all be separated in a moment, and you will have to undergo these traps physically by yourselves. We will keep your wrist communicators open, mostly because that's the only way we have to communicate with you. Um, but you will be functionally alone. Please be prepared and act accordingly. Uh, do any of you have any questions?
What are we doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Just keep going forward and all will be revealed. And they kind of click off the mic. You hear an audible click as they turn off the two-way communication.
All right. Well, let's go.
Did anybody bring any spare weapons that they still have on them?
Nope.
I know I have my knife. Chris
I
has
got a
his.
pistol and
got my Solarian
a
crystal.
carbine.
Yeah, I
What
got.
did they take?
I'm sorry.
Because I remember them taking my pistol that I had on me.
I got Chris's big gun in my
Yes, he does.
my null space chamber.
You are going to be separated momentarily.
Okay.
Okay. You did say alone, right?
That's what they said, I believe.
Here, take the null space chamber.
All right. I take the null space chamber.
It's got
Which
your
is-
gun in it.
Just okay. Cool. I like how you have this bag of holding and all you're storing it in is just one
Oh yeah, it
gun.
probably has
I
all my.
can't
Wait,
take a weapon.
that's a good point. It has all my stuff in it too, doesn't it?
Maybe just give him the gun.
In which case, I would have all my drugs.
Huh?
Huh.
Oh, that's right. Someone's addicted.
Yeah, because I told Dren I didn't take them with me, but I would have taken them because they're not taking up space and they're in a null space chamber. It's not
Well,
like they're gonna go
you
through
may
that.
have left them for safety reasons, because I'm assuming a null space chamber has some way of being searched, right?
Yeah, I would
Yeah, you
imagine.
just open
I,
it up
I
and-
imagine you would have emptied it just for the sake of not getting caught out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we don't need to get caught up on that stuff.
All right.
But they didn't catch the big gun.
Well, then I'll give him the big gun.
Yeah, he gets the big gun. Well, again, Seeker
found
couldn't
it.
have previously known how lax security was at this center.
Yeah.
I had you guys over prep, and mostly because that's how you were pitched over by the pirates. These guys are just
In that
pretty
case,
lax.
I'll take my gun back from Miller.
Uh-oh.
The Drake pistol.
Oh.
Like you need it.
All right, so you guys have what little equipment you have, and feel free to continue throughout the maze. Is anyone not continuing? I guess is the question.
No, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm
All
continuing.
right, who's first?
What do you
Not
You want us to
think?
just do initiative?
It's the robot.
Fine, let's roll initiative.
All right.
Oh, you don't want the robot to go?
Well, because are we splitting off immediately? Or
I'm
are
gonna
we...
I'm gonna need the initiative anyways. So the robot can totally go first,
I got an 11.
but I
Oh,
need the
10.
initiative.
Nat 1 on my initiative.
Wow,
12.
I thought I rolled low. Everybody.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. Well, I wouldn't add +9 to initiative, would I?
I
What-
don't.
What
I
did I
bet
do? I
plus
think I
8.
hit a wrong button. Hold on. Oh, dipper, dipper, dipper.
Um,
Initiative is +10. So 11. Not. I guess I do roll a lot.
all right.
Again, you're a soldier class now. You're not.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're not
yeah.
an envoy. So it looks like the highest roll is 0.
You mean I can roll good now?
An 18 for me.
All right, so 0's rocking an 8. Oh, sorry, Dren, I don't have yours. What's yours?
11.
11. Oh, so you'll tie, and since it was a nat 1, you'll go before the robot. So then it's Miller, Seeker, Dren, and Rex, not Rex. Okay. All right. Let's just do things in initiative order then, just to stay safe. 0. So as soon as you walk through, you know that there's only one way forward in the hedge maze, and as soon as you turn the corner, you step on a tile. You're looking for traps just in case there's anything weird, and you recognize really quickly it's a teleporting tile. They're not completely unheard of. Teleportation in the universe is a pretty standard means of travel if you are super rich or super magical. In fact, Absalom Station is known for having a network of teleportations called I believe the Nexus. So again, you see it coming, you know you're being separated, you step onto it without any issue, and you are whisked away. And I'm going to roll a quick roll quickly just to see where you wind up. I rolled a 2, so let me go to my list of prepared rooms. No maps here for roll 20, so I don't know if you guys want me to switch it to a different screen or something, but we'll be doing theater of the mind for the rest.
Alrighty.
Right.
Let's see. I said 2.
What was
Hey,
that?
sweetie.
Someone fart?
This microphone picks up everything. No.
Oh, she farted?
They
Oh,
thought you
because I heard a
farted.
fart.
This picks up everything. They thought you farted.
Molly, say you farted.
Just,
It's okay. It's not the first
Exits
time it's
on out.
happened. Remember when Chris farted?
Oh, that was great.
no,
That's
you mean
awesome.
Pat?
No, it was great because Pat got blamed.
Did he mute himself?
Yeah, he is. Yep, he's muted.
He's muted.
Pat, I thought your
I
headphones
can't
told you
hear
when you were
you.
muted.
Pat, you're muted.
Pat, I can't hear you.
You're still muted. I think he broke
I hit the button like 9 times to unmute it. So no, I was she was singing as she was leaving the room, and that's why you picked up that noise. It wasn't a fart.
So, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on.
Cover.
We'll play it back in the clips and we'll compare it to the Chris farting clip and we'll see how well this goes.
We'll see if
Okay.
her eyes open up and go.
All right. You wind up 0 in a. All right. So the room in front of you, you're immediately whisked away. You show up in a room different than before. The walls are all around you. They are kind of formless metal. There's no design. They're just bland. It is metal walls. You have a space of probably about 30 feet clearance on either side. And about 30 feet ahead of you, there is a wall of flame that stretches from corner to corner, or rather, I should say, wall to wall, completely obstructing your way forward. There are no visible doors, access panels, nothing. These walls are completely solid. There's not even cracks in the wall where the paneling was done. And there's no clear door. And if you look at your feet, the teleportation panel has gone dead. There's no more energy running to it. You are simply in a room with a wall of fire. Could I have you roll perception? And we'll be doing this as initiative, as in like combat, so you'll get 2 actions. And then I'll go to the next person just to keep this moving so no one's stuck. But can I get a perception check from you?
30.
Okay. Immediately you are, again, the light is sudden and it's a little alarming. However, the fire isn't spreading. Also, it's not making any noise and you can't smell it and you're not feeling any heat from it. You have 2 actions.
So at this rate, I'm more or less under the impression it's some type of illusion.
Unfortunately, you didn't get the one I put for the wizard, so you can't tell. You have no way of proving it's an illusion without testing it, yourself. There is magical ways to tell if it is illusion or not, but it's a reasonable assumption. It's just like you can't confirm.
All right. So I guess I'm basically gonna move closer to it, and I'm gonna attempt to use an article of clothing and see if it sets on fire.
Okay, explain how you do this.
So is it possible for me to take off? Like, is it a jumpsuit, like one piece thing?
It's a jumpsuit, but like I assume with enough gumption you could rip a strip off of it.
All right. So as Zero walks up to the flames, he just simply grabs his like a sleeve of the thing and just kind of rips it off.
Yep.
And just kind of throws it into the fire, or whips it into the fire so that he still has a hold of it.
It catches blaze so fast, you think it must be made of accelerant. It immediately burns to a crisp, and you can see the smoke quickly forms and then fizzles as it kind of goes closer to you, but the smoke itself going into the flame still drifts. So it's almost as if there's a field, just a space where it can't pass. It's being held at bay. That's why you're not hearing anything, seeing anything, or feeling anything. But when the strip of cloth crossed it, it was as if it hit fire that is incredibly hot. We'll call that your first action. What's your second action?
Did it seem to actually pass the barrier and then catch on fire?
Yes.
Or did it? Okay.
The cloth wasn't impeded in any way. It's just the smoke as it's coming off of the cloth doesn't pass a certain point. It makes a weird flat line of smoke, and it does smoke normally towards the fire. Which is to say, it's consumed quickly, and there's not much smoke to be had. It's a very little puff. You rolled a 30 on a perception check. You're noticing things. Fire does go to the ceiling, I assume, is the next question. But yeah, there you go.
It 100% goes through the entire wall, basically. Or
Yeah,
wall to
I
wall,
mean,
corner to corner.
you quickly look, you walk a bit. There doesn't seem to be any gaps. It's mostly you were supposed to get caught by trying to just walk through it once you realized it wasn't making any sound or anything, or you tried to wizard it. And now you have to just figure out a way through a wall of fire. I'll let you sit on that for a bit as we come back around. We'll go to Miller, who's next up. You follow the corner. You saw Zero disappear, but you were warned, so no real fear. You pop onto that teleportation sphere, and you wind up in whatever I had for room 5.
And right before I step onto the teleporter, I turn to the group and say, "Catch you on the other side, folks."
Oh,
All right.
I gotta say something.
I was
Miller.
programmed to boo whenever anyone tried to upstage Rye.
Fair. Miller,
Yes.
you are presented with a long stretch of hallway. We will call it, how fast do you move?
30.
We'll call it 100 feet. It is 100 feet of hallway. You are in what feels like a more stereotypical dungeon when you think of the word dungeon. It's got kind of gross, slick brick walls and floors and ceiling, and it just seems to go slightly angled down for 100 feet. At the end, you should be able to see this far, and you have some sort of low light vision as a rat, I assume. So while no light in the room itself or in the hallway itself, you don't have an issue seeing, or you're able to quickly generate light, from something. There is a door set at the very end of the hallway. There's nothing behind you but more of the brick wall. There is something about, we'll say it's 30 feet away on the floor. You need to get closer to tell exactly what it is, though. Roll me perception just for the sake of you're in a trap dungeon.
25.
25. You don't notice anything out of place in the tiles around you. You don't notice anything that would yell trap other than this thing in the middle, which from here looks like kind of like a bear trap. 2 actions. Do them how you will.
I want to make my way to it. I feel like the bear trap might be a distraction to the actual trap. So Miller's going to make his way to it very closely while feeling in front of him, like on the floor, feeling on the walls, kind of banging, making sure that nothing is either invisible or trapped, or looking for like levers and such.
Sure.
As far as he knows, he's still in a trap dungeon.
No, it's totally fair. There's nothing. Like the walls seem solid all the way through. You don't notice anything in terms of like there's no floor panels that are loose or to be depressed or anything like that. And as you keep going, you get up to it, and it is in fact a bear trap. And I don't remember if I said it. The hallway is only about 5 feet wide. It's quite tight. Not for you so much, but it's a pretty narrow hallway.
Anything around the bear trap or anything like that?
Roll me one more perception because you're looking at it now.
27.
There seems to be a bit of text scratched into the floor. It looks like by somebody's fingernail. It's not a deep indent. It's like very, very faint, but you are looking intensely close because you know what your situation is. And it reads in what language do you speak?
I speak a number of them: Common, Yusoki, Shiren, Castrobellian, Kasatha, Vesk.
We'll say Shirin. It would have been insectoid anyway, so Shirin
Okay.
works. It's in Shirin and it's scratched in, and it says, "Don't ignore bear trap." That's all it says.
All right. I think that's by 2 actions.
I'll allow that. You'll have some time to think about what you do next, so I'm kind of comfortable with that. Seeker, you are up
Yeah.
next. You just had Miller's bravado farewell as he stepped into
All
the
right,
portal.
I cast fly and I go over all the portals. I'm just kidding. I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
do
no.
that.
Listen, if Seeker wants to do it, he was just told magic was done. I actually have the other half of this dungeon.
I don't think I can do the whole rest of the dungeon by myself. So
And technically, I was
Good
thinking
try.
about doing this exact thing to Dren. So
yeah.
except now he goes before Rex, so I don't like it as much.
No, I
but-
want a room. I want a room.
Okay, fine.
So I would do like a sort of jumpy 360 pirouette, sort of like woohoo.
No scope. All right.
Yeah.
I would
360 no scope that teleporter.
at the after party. I'll tell you about what my plan was for the rest of this dungeon if someone skips it. And then, if one of you guys still skips it, I'd actually probably allow it. I do have stuff. All right, you rolled a 5, which I'll just go for the next relevant one, which I actually think is the one I wanted you to get anyways, other than the one that is.
Why don't you just give?
Nice.
Why don't you just
I
instead
got
of
one.
rolling for it, just give us the ones that you want us to get?
Because you're the only one that has one I want you to get.
Okay.
All the other ones I like trying to match, or I don't want to match skill sets
Yeah.
to the thing. This one is just you've been asking for a bit more of a puzzle, and this one is it's
Ooh.
not advanced because it's pretty limited. Let's do.
He's
Typical
trying to say he
tabletop
don't.
puzzle for a first grader takes 10 hours.
It's not that much of a puzzle, but it's the more puzzly one, if that makes sense.
All you need to do is know how to read Aramaic. I mean,
Hey, who doesn't?
simple puzzle.
Well, there's another one coming in that's a bunch of languages, and I think all of you are screwed. Miller was the only one that stood a chance. So if anyone rolls for that one, you guys are boned. And I mean, I'm not gonna help you, but like you guys do have comms, so we can.
I was gonna actually ask that.
Yeah, I did. They did say they're leaving your communicators open, so you do have access to their bracelets. You don't have anything else on you again, unless you needed it. Seeker.
Well, they didn't seem like they took our actual ones.
I think they stripped you out when you guys switched over to your jumpsuits. Miller probably has his own because it's attached, but you guys are all in jumpsuits. You got naked and into their clothing, kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Seeker. You land in another, not that you know what the other one was, claustrophobic hallway that is made to look like the quintessential dungeon. It is got the slick, slimy, dark bricks all
Aw.
around. It is only about 6 feet high, so it's quite tight. And the hallway itself is 5 feet. It stretches off to your left for 50 feet. 50? We'll say 30.
Are you extendo rooming? Are
no,
you
I'm shrinking it. I'm
He did
shrinking it.
opposite. He did opposite.
I'm shrinking it. Well, no, I
Shrink
forgot
the
how
rooms.
far the other side was, and I don't want
Right,
another
yeah,
100-foot
he
hallway.
forgot. Guys, Dustin forgot.
Listen, it wasn't after he made a check that depended on how big the room was that it changed. Asshole. 30 feet to the left, roughly 30 feet to the right. It's a dark hallway. There is no light. I don't know what you do for lights. Dead in front of you. Do you have something that lights up? Actually, do you have something?
Do
Token
androids
spell
have?
will
we
cast
have
a light.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Token spell
androids
and
have dark vision anyways.
yeah, we got. Do I have it on my sheet whether we got dark vision? I think we have low light.
I'm pretty sure we have dark vision.
Oh yeah, pretty good.
All right. Well, again,
Either
I'm not-
way,
darkness wasn't the point of this
Yes.
trap, so I will continue.
either way,
on
I
and
make
not
light
worry
if
about
I have none
it. Cool.
and cannot see.
Dead in front of you, there is a door with it's a rectangle door.
If it matters, we have both.
Thank you. There.
Oh.
Why? Don't care. Never mind. And there is a large ornate keyhole. It looks archaic. It isn't modern. There's no tech around this at all. It is just a keyhole. And then roll perception.
All right. I know I put more points into that last time. Up, so 26.
Alrighty. The door itself does seem to be the only exit that you're able to see. Behind you, there's nothing. The floor around you doesn't have any more teleport tiles. Tell me how you inspect this hallway. I haven't told you anything about the left or the right because it matters.
First thing is I'm gonna say, oh, I love the decor. I mean, I love the dungeon aesthetic here. This is really nice. I don't remember what my voice was. He
Uh,
says that in
Third time in a
character.
row.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This sounds
This
a little bit more
Biggles-
like Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, this. My Jimmy Stewart. I look at the dungeons over there. Is that a
Over your
keyhole?
communicator, just to you, Cartera, the Kalo, the fish person, speaks over it in a kind of a bubbly, gross whisper and says, "I'm glad you appreciate it. I was lead on the dungeon design, and you got my trap. I'm very excited to see how you solve it or die." Okay, signing off.
Sounds fun now. Yeah. Okay, I'm not doing the Jimmy
Don't
Stewart
do
voice.
that.
All right.
Sounds
Yeah,
like Miss Fowl from Jimmy Neutron.
Don't like that.
Yeah, don't like that one either. Yeah, so I would probably first of all detect magic, in both directions. I'd probably look left first, then right. That's
Okay.
what you were wondering.
So first, you detect magic. The door in front of you is giving off a couple. You don't get schools, right? You just get that it's magic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure. The door in front of you is giving off magic. When you look to your left, I need you to make a fortitude save.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, what is my fourth? 6.
Maybe you're gonna get slimed.
23.
Oh, that was nice. You, as you're looking to the left, you feel suddenly like your body's getting sluggish and heavy, and you're slowing down. But you manage to shake it. You do a little, shake. You pop a little bit of magic inside your veins just to keep you going, or whatever the hell androids have. And you're able to get your spell off, and you have no issues. And there's a significant amount of magic coming from the left area.
I love
And
getting my
you're
spell
looking
off.
Yes, thank you. And when you're looking down there, there does seem to be a statue of a humanoid. And I say statue, it looks to be made of stone. You're not that far away, 30 feet. And it appears to have a strange set of hair, seems to be the most notable feature of this statue. And again, magic coming from that way and the door in front of you. When you look to the right, there appears to be another statue, this one of another humanoid with no real distinguishing features that you can see from here. And it seems to be a little bit more mundane. A dude, a human male, probably, just, again, you're not too close. It looks like they might be done in a pose or they're in motion. And no magic coming from that way.
I'm going to go towards that one really quick.
Cool. Remember 2 actions. So you head down to the end of the hallway. You get right up to the statue, and it does appear to be a human male. And the statue is interesting because it does seem to be like it was carved as if the thing was in motion. So it's got an outreached hand. One of the feet is kind of off the ground. It seems to be interestingly balanced, almost like it's running, maybe. And around its neck is a key that is just out of stone, like it's made into the statue.
Yep. Okay. All right, that was my 2 actions.
Cool.
I will think on that.
And I've got Dren up next. Do you pull any shenanigans with the teleport tile?
No shenanigans over here. He's
All right.
going to bid the robot farewell, the last standing robot, and then go on his way in. Gives like a cool peace sign as he like backs himself in. Oh,
Okay.
and Rex apparently flips him
The
off.
other
so-
hand's giving a peace sign.
All right, and as you walk backwards into it, you are met with let's see, how would this aesthetic look? It's not a dungeon. You are in, it looks more like a kind of like a hospital in terms of it's very pristine. You've got white walls, and since you walked in backwards, you were almost nose to nose with a white wall when you enter the teleporter. And there's just white walls stretching around you. The ceiling, sorry, is probably 10 feet high. It's a normal constructed room. The room itself,
Drop ceiling or like plaster ceiling?
solid
Okay.
ceiling. Not quite plaster, but
Just
maybe
not drop ceiling.
it's solid, not a drop ceiling. Good
Gotcha.
question. And the floor itself is tile, and it just seems something that's easy to clean. and I assume you do a circuit around and don't just stare at this wall.
Yeah.
Cool. As you turn around, there's no real decorations. There's some chairs and some tables. The room is maybe 100 square feet, and you're at the very back end, in the middle of the back end. And if you look all the way across, there is a door with where is it? With one door set into the wall, just one door set into the wall. It looks like an ornate door, and it doesn't quite match the decor of this kind of hospital-esque room that you're in. Um, there's no one in there with you. It doesn't look like anyone has been in there. Like there's nothing left or anything like that. It is just you, this kind of pristine, overly clean looking room, and a door. We'll say roughly, I don't know, 40 feet away from you. I don't really know the dimensions of the 100 square foot room. It's not that important.
And there's nothing from wall to wall that's different other than the store.
No,
As
there's
far
like
as I
again,
can tell.
there's a couple of like tables and chairs, but they look like they'd go into a hospital as well. They're
But
pretty
nothing
thin and
that
metal.
might potentially be like a mirror, like a one-way mirror of sorts. I mean, I guess
Good
they're already
question.
watching, so I guess they don't.
You haven't rolled for the mirror room, unfortunately.
Cool.
Uh, no, but go ahead and make me a perception check.
Ooh, that is a base 18 for a total of 24.
Okay, pretty solid. How do you want to use this? What are you directing it at? The room itself or the door that's still quite some ways away? Again, 40 feet.
The room itself.
Okay, cool. I'll say that you kind of decide to approach the door cautiously and you look around. One, you're checking for obvious traps, which you find none of. There's no tripwires, pressure tiles, anything weird like that. Justin, I didn't tell you that for that, but for Seeker as well, he's not finding any of the normal trap stuff. You do find, however, out of the ordinary, you kind of go through one of the tables, and there is a word scratched into the table, like with a pen or a knife or something. It's like it's messy, it's not clean, and it doesn't look like it's there crazy intentionally. And it says Manticore.
Well, that's not good.
That's very bad.
That's the only thing you notice out of the ordinary. Everything else looks pristine, clean, and you're getting to the door itself now.
I would like to make note that because this room is so pristine,
Mhm.
I would like to make sure to touch everything possible.
Yeah, you're just leaving disgusting slime behind everywhere.
Making sure that, whoever set this room up, not quite so pristine on the way out.
Yeah, absolutely foul.
Got to prepare it next for the next person who might wander through it. A little extra time and care to clean it up.
Yep, everything's goopy, and you leave a trail. Like it's very clear to see where you've gone because your foot's you're like coming off of the fur from your legs. It just kind of drips behind
The
you.
tail
Is it-
just
Yeah, oh yeah,
drifts
yeah,
along
yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah.
Is it
100%.
clearly the most inefficient path possible?
Absolutely. It looks like one of those drunken marauder maps from Harry Potter where it looks like 3 people must be going through, but it's just Dren, like just going all over the place. But you eventually alight upon the Manticore word, and now you're at the door itself. I'll give you what the door is, but then we'll move on to Rex.
Sure.
As you get to the door, you start to notice a little bit more about it now that you're focusing on it. It's a average sized door, when it's ornate, it's like you'd almost expect to be more like of a
It's a
pure
Nate door.
rectangle. The door itself has like a swooping frame that kind of does different shapes, almost like it's making geometric patterns. You're not sure if it's supposed to be pleasing to the eye or unsettling. It's kind of doing both for you. The door doesn't have any visible handles, buttons, levers, but it does have a face. There is it's made out of basically plastic, the same kind of plaster or whatever you want to call it that the whole room is made out of. And the door itself is also clean, just ornate and well shaped. And the face itself is, we'll call it, who made this room? We'll say it's the same race as them. This would have been, this particular one probably would have been another Jabrani special, the Don Van the Jabrani. So it's one of the bug faces. It's got little mandibles. It's got big eyes and like a couple holes where it would have breathed out of if it was real. Yeah, and it says hello, and then we're gonna move on to Rex.
Nice.
Righty Rex, do you try to pull any shenaniganery regards to the teleport tile?
What kind of shenanigans can be done?
Seeker joked about flying over it.
Oh,
You
no.
could potentially jump over said teleport tile. It does seem to be only the 1 5-foot square has been activated.
What would that gain me, though? I'd just be on the other side of the teleporter.
You would have the rest of this maze to get through, and you wouldn't have to go to one of these special trap rooms. Or puzzle rooms, as they've been kind of revealed to be.
Sure, I'll try to leap over it.
Sure, give me I don't know what you're a
Acrobatics.
soldier, so your acrobatics is probably stupid high, right?
Those
Yep,
treads,
nope.
man.
Or
Nope, my
athletics.
acrobatics
Yeah,
is
'cause
6, my
acrobatics is
athletics is
dex.
13.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It would be athletics because this is more of the jumping action. So your athletics should be good, right?
Jack.
Yeah, my athletics are good. If it's either or, then I'll go with the highest one. Whatever.
It's athletics. Roll athletics.
At over 10.
26.
For no reason.
You basically you've got these like weird kind of spindly robot legs. You bend, you jump, you clear it with extra space to spare, and now you are on the other side of the dungeon.
And you land in a pit hole.
No.
A pit trap.
So you're actually now the only one here. Let me do some token manipulation. Everyone else can kind of shove off. And I guess Twitch does matter. I didn't think it would. And you have cleared the teleport tile.
Well, hey, man, don't give me the option if you don't want me to take it.
Well, I give everyone the option.
Yeah, I'm going to die in this thing by myself.
That's why I didn't do it. I was like, this was made for multiple people. I'm just not gonna.
This was made for multiple people. Every single trap in here is basically designed for multiple people.
So let me be clear, as I'm moving, I'm obviously doing my best to look for traps. I'm just not going to roll 19 perceptions.
No. Before you get going, as you land on the other side of the teleport field, your little mic bracelet comes up from the scientist, and this is the Noir again, the Minotaur-looking dude, and he says, "You are aware that if we wanted to, every single surface of that maze can be turned into a teleportation device, right?"
I figured.
Okay. I'm willing to let you go through this maze as the latter half of this is no longer Sylph's creation. It was mine personally. And that's totally up to you. But I do think you might have a longer life expectancy if you went through the teleport. However, I'm more interested to see you go through it. So please do.
Rex, Rise programming kicks in, and I immediately backtrack onto the teleporter upon hearing threat of death.
It would have been bad for you in particular because you weren't one of the people that smuggled in a weapon, right?
I did not smuggle in a
All right,
weapon.
so you hit the teleport, and I'll quickly spoil what it was going to be. There's traps in here, but he was also going to release some crazed minotaurs, like real minotaurs, like bestial in nature, and they would have been giving you a timer because the second half of this was supposed to be on a timer. It wasn't supposed to be something you could easily go through.
Gotcha.
And had you encountered them because the puzzles needed multiple people, like the last one you just did, you probably would have encountered the minotaurs.
Gross.
Not saying you couldn't have done it, because you can technically skip most of these traps if you don't mind taking the punishment from them. It's just you would have had a bad time.
It's
Zero
okay.
could have done it.
I'm on the thing. What do I get?
Zero probably could have done it, and I didn't offer it to Zero. All right.
Zero
I
could
roll on the
probably
next
do
one.
all of these puzzles.
Oh, Minotaurs, not anymore.
Well, actually, let's be honest. That room that required 3 people to hit the button, Zero could hit all of those in one turn.
He actually could. Yeah, it's disgusting. Oh, that doesn't. Where is this one? Oh, I guess I got all. Oh, here we go. Got it. All right. So it's not in any order. I guess this is just the last one I had prepared. I thought I had way more. All right. So this is going to be.
I disappear into a room where there is a creature, the only known creature that can impregnate a computer.
There's actually a couple.
There is.
Even in the core, I think there was one.
Technically.
No.
There's a species of undead that basically inhabits electronics, and there's also a digital billboard sentient creature that could have probably been made to work. I believe there's a couple of them that would actually work just fine.
For those listening, I think we've referenced it before, but Dustin in all of our previous campaigns has found a way to make my male characters pregnant.
I mean, Rye's
That's his fetish.
carrying a slime baby, so
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I
Well,
already
he's
see
dead
it.
now, but
Yeah. Well,
He
no, his
was.
body's still carrying a slime baby. And sorry, in my canon, he's still pregger as
and
AF.
boy is he angry, that slime baby.
Well, now I want that to be a secret encounter for a later thing.
So
see
when
how
we
it
do the
goes.
It's a
God
super boss.
campaign,
We haven't gotten there yet.
when we do the God campaign, Patrick's character has got to be the god of fertility. Then that's just it.
Beat me to it, damn it. That actually might be just. Never mind, we're getting off track. That'll be after party stuff. All right, moving on.
The one character I've played as basically asexual becomes the god of fertility.
Fair.
Well, see, what happened was they gave all the fertility to everybody else.
And,
What?
yeah.
What?
Hence,
Okay.
all the fertility of themselves left. So that's how they became asexual.
Being
Hey, Dustin,
asexual
so
has
what
nothing to
happens?
do. Yeah. Anyways, yep.
Moving on. I can explain what happened because I know both of where you guys are misconnecting, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that how it is. Rex, you are in another long hallway situation. This one isn't the same style of gross dungeon.
I
However,
go to the end of the hallway.
No, you
I'm
don't.
just kidding. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Trust me, you do not. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. The dungeon aesthetic in this one is more prison, which is like a modern prison. It is concrete floors, wall, ceiling, no more than 6 feet high, which is uncomfortable because there's many species who tower above 6 feet. Not Rex, so you're fine. There are a couple of even maybe we'll call them jail cells, like bars, locked doors, and a cot on the other side, right where you are. We'll call them 4 of them. They're empty. There's nothing special in them that you can see at this point. The hallway is probably 15 feet wide and goes for. We need this one to be. We'll call it 100 feet again. And the only thing that you notice other than the jail cells immediately is at the very end. There is on the left side of the wall. There's a door, and at the very end of the hallway, there is a what species do we want this to be? A Lashunta, a Lashuntan male, strung up on a. I don't remember the
Tall
actual.
and skinny, short and stocky.
Stocky. It's the other ones. Yeah, it looks more like a dwarf than the willowy.
Definitely
Rye.
not Rye, though.
Not Rye. He's in one of the torture devices that puts your arms and legs as far out as they can, as if it's going to pull you apart. There's a word
That's
for
bad.
it.
The rack.
The rack. It's the rack. Thank you. It is the rack. So he is on a rack at the end of the hallway and head hung down over his chest. Um, uh, we'll say he's in the nude just because that's
Happy I'm not in that room.
Um, make a perception check for me.
Yart. Perception. Yep, 9. Because 23.
But
All right. As you look around, you're kind of doing your head fully on a swivel, 360 degrees because you're a Gorium robot. You are noticing there doesn't seem to be any other traps that you can pick up. There's no tripwires, pressure plates, holes in the ceiling for things to fall out of. Nothing weird. The jail cells around you seem like jail cells. There's no door behind you and no teleport tile under you. The same status quo. There's just this stretch of hallway, which is a pretty roomy hallway, all the way to this dude who's on the rack. What do you do?
All right, so long hallway, doors on the side that are like cells. There's a cot, naked, Lashunta at the end with a
Yep.
switch next to him.
Not a switch, like an actual full door, like a regular doorway next to him.
Pardon me. And that's all I see.
That's all you see.
Okay. Do the doors have windows on them?
The jail cells, they're literally the ones around you. They're like iron bars that you can clearly see.
Oh, okay. Are they full?
No, there's nothing in there.
Nothing. Okay. If I don't see anything else, then I will approach the Lashunta. However, on my way, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to tell if it actually is a Lashunta or animatronic.
Life.
Or
that would have been your perception
holographic.
check for the most part, and if you had rolled high enough and it was something that I would have told you, that would come up in that. But
Okay.
with your distance, I'll be honest, you can't tell.
All right. And as I'm getting nearer, does it look like it's injured in any way or just chilling out?
Funny you ask. The second you take one robotic step forward, the head jerks up and begins screaming in pain.
Take
As
a step back.
you can slightly see, oh, as you take a step back, it drops its head back to its chest for a moment, and it picks its head up with difficulty, and it says, "Please don't come any closer. Every step you take makes the rack get farther apart."
Ooh.
I don't have sense motive except for a natural roll. Sense motive.
Family-friendly show, guys.
I rolled a 4 on my sense motive, so I don't detect diddly.
Seems genuine, and you could see the rack move a little bit in time with your steps. Not a ton, but a little bit.
Okay. Did it retreat when I stepped back
Yeah, it did.
with
Hadn't
each
really
step?
expect you to get to that puzzle yet, but there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So I take another look to find out if I can determine how it measures my proximity to it. What is driving? Is it the actual physical steps, or is there a sensor detecting proximity?
I see what you're saying. Um,
Good, because I'm asking.
there doesn't seem to be anything based on your perception check around you that would be tracking your distance. So it must be coming from his end of the hallway, or you're not able to see it.
I ask him what he sees around him.
Mostly pain. I've been here for 2 days already. Hold on. There's a door over here off to my right. I'm pretty sure that's the way in and out. Um, I there's I think there's is that a that might be a camera behind me. I can't really tell. It's like a little glossy looking circle. It might be a camera. I'm not sure.
All right, so I focus on that
Yep.
piece from where I am.
Yep.
What can I tell from it?
It's 100 feet away. You can't tell shit.
100 feet away. Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me.
How many times zoom does your optical lenses have?
Not specified.
Well,
Do
It's
your
like
lenses have
5,000
laser
digitals.
vision?
I'm trying to see if I
He's a
have.
Rex model, but they might have good cameras.
Pat, do you want to come up with a decision or just pass and think your turn about it?
Yeah,
No, I have so an incendiary grenade.
That's what it's gonna-
No, I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna save you.
No, hold on. Let me explain what I'm trying
listening.
to go for.
Let's do it.
If I had a smoke grenade, I would use that. The problem is I don't got one. So I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can mess with the line of sight of the camera using what I have at my disposal. Oh, I don't have grenades. I'm sorry. No, I'm looking at my old items list. This is taken from Raish.
We
Yeah, but we
also
don't
you
have items.
basically entered naked. So
I entered naked. Then yes, I will spend my turn looking around me to see what I'm able to come up with as far as disabling the thing. Is there anything wireless hacking? You have to have equipment for that, right?
It's a
Yeah.
mechanic thing.
Mechanic thing.
Oh, yeah.
there's a hacker's kit too, but yeah.
Okay, and I don't have any of that. The iron bars, do they seem to be able to come out?
With enough of a strength check, yeah, probably.
Um, can I just take a 10?
What's your strength?
18, so +4.
14 doesn't do it.
Okay. Can I take a 20?
How
We're talking
long-
about
So taking
I'm
20
passing my
takes
turn,
20
so-
minutes. Yeah, all of these dungeon rooms are timed. So if that's what you want to do, you can.
All right. Well,
Things will get a little awkward, but we can totally do that.
pull the damn thing. I rolled a 10, so
No, there you go. You took that. I'll come back to you. You're gonna be better off taking these in 6-second intervals than giving it 20 minutes. I think is what the conceit is.
next up.
We'll move to Zero for now. Zero, you are in the room with a wall of fire. What do you do?
Just pointing contention. It's 2 minutes for taking 20.
Taking 20 is only 2 minutes?
Yep.
Oh, it's not so
I
bad.
thought. Oh, I guess it's 20 rounds.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
20 typically takes 20 times as long as attempting a single check, usually 2 minutes for a skill that takes standard action to perform.
So 2 minutes may or may not trigger the thing, which is more or less why I didn't want you to take 2 hours. But if you wanted to take the 2 minutes, I'd let you get the bar out. It would just start the timer.
No, I'm trying to see if there's any other options I have here.
Okay. I didn't give you many, so feel free to
I don't
get
think
creative.
you gave me any.
You'll find none of you have an actual easy solution except for Seeker, but I hope he dies. No offense. No offense. Oh, I need to.
I have
check
an
a
idea.
few-
I have a really good idea.
I have to check to see if I haven't ever done. No, okay.
I feel like I'm in a Saw room where if I charge forward, he dies, and if the time goes out, he dies.
Not exactly, but very close. I'm
Reverse,
Zero.
you die. I was going to say reverse, you dies in the second part.
Yes. Wall of fire ahead of you, and no real resources in this room. It's basically your gumption to try and figure out how to get through this.
So I
What do you
actually
got?
wanted to take out my knife,
Yep.
and I wanted to basically start sticking it through like the wall, but I wanted to stop before I'd actually hit the fire to see if it's the fire that's causing it to burn, if there's an invisible force field that's burning things.
I understand. No, it's definitely the fire. In fact, as you pass through where that smoke was kind of held up, you feel that your blade, even passing that threshold, is warmed as if it was held near a fire. So it's
All
not
right.
the barrier that's like a laser barrier or something. It is literally the fire. It's just held back from you. It's like a one-way fire.
Does the fire look like it's coming out of the wall on the other side? Like it's
Floor. Nope, the floor. You can tell there's grating. Sorry, that the fire's coming out of. I thought I said that, but the flames literally are coming up from the floor to the sky, and it's all the way across the room.
So basically, giant flame jets shooting from the floor, basically.
Precisely.
Then since I actually have a gun, I want to try shooting, but I want to shoot at an angle so that it can't possibly ricochet back at me.
What are you shooting?
Laser pistol.
No. Sorry. What are you shooting at?
The grate where the fire is coming out of.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you take out a pistol, you shoot at the grate. Part of the grate melts away, and the flame seems to be just slightly more dense there because it's not being separated by the grate.
And then I can technically shoot 3 times in one action.
Sure.
I wanted to shoot the same spot to see if I can destroy the flame jets.
Roll me a couple attacks. Just straight attacks are fine.
Nat 1. So for 14, then a 20, and then a 17.
All right. The 20 will do something. The 1 will do something else. And the 17 is a nothing. So first off, for the nat 1, you shoot in again the angles to make sure that you're not ricocheting back. However, it seems like you hit some sort of propellant inside of the grate, and you cause a mini eruption, which causes a gout of flame to expand outward, and it pushes against this force field just enough that for a brief moment the flame is just rushing at you. Could I have you get a reflex save?
Sure.
Or rather, could I have you make a reflex save?
All right. Nat 1.
Wow.
But I think I can actually re-roll that.
I think you had something about that as well, and I don't remember what that was.
I'm pretty sure it was spending a resolve point. I just gotta remember which thing it was.
Yeah, you just have so many. You have a litany of things.
Yeah.
Let me see. Operative, reroll, saves, Starfinder. Let's see.
It might just be that I can add to saves.
Point as a reaction to reroll one of your specializations associated skill checks. So you might be able to reroll skill checks. I'm not sure I have that on.
But I knew I could do that. It's just I've never.
Yeah,
failed
that's
skill
not a
checks.
skill check. That's a saving throw.
If an operative exploit allows a saving throw to resist its effect. I don't know. I don't have a reroll. I'll be honest. It's not that much damage coming at you, but it is damage.
Well, I think we should move on. And if it,
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
All right, we'll move on with. Let me roll the damage out. It is a pretty intense fire. Is the only problem. Do I have another? All right, I'm gonna roll this die twice. So the total fire damage you're taking is 6 and 5. It was on a 10, but it rolled last second. So you're taking 11 points of fire damage. So not too bad, but it could get worse. And your other 2 shots, like, because I'll say like you shot in them, and one of them was a good shot, and one of them wasn't so much. You managed to hit something on the internals, and with it was a 20 that you hit. It didn't completely shut off the flame, but over that grate, the flame has come halfway down from the ceiling. Not quite high. I mean, I'd say it's probably still 20 feet high in terms of flame, but you did visibly have an effect on the fire. But we'll call that your 2 actions while you think about how you want to marshal your thoughts for the next one. Miller, what are you doing with your bear trap?
All right. So Miller looks at the scroll. He's like, all right. Well, that could be one of 2 things. All right. So what we're gonna want to do is activate this bear trap. So I'm gonna do engineering to see if I can activate it without losing a hand. Right?
Yeah, roll
It
engineering.
should be pretty easy if it's 27.
Yeah, you see there's a really obvious release. It's meant for bears, not for humans.
Right.
You quickly trigger it and clamp it shut. Could you roll perception for me?
Oh boy. 24.
Um, from the ceiling above you, and we'll say 10 feet behind you, you hear something shift. So you have a little bit more of a reaction. I will say you're out of the way of the normal first attack you'd have to take right now. You basically move away, and you see a extremely large bear fall from the panel that just removed itself from the ceiling. And it's just it's a massive brown bear. I mean, I don't know what the Starfinder equivalents are, but it would be a grizzly on Earth, and it's angry, and you can tell just from how it's a little gaunt, despite filling this entire hallway because it's a tight hallway.
Is it an
It's
uplifted
hungry.
bear?
Yeah, it doesn't
or
look
just
like the
a
bear.
normal
No,
Okay.
this bear is dumb as rocks. It is drooling. It's just got disgusting grime throughout its fur.
Where's my null space chamber? Where's my null space chamber?
It
Where's my null
is
space chamber?
behind you, and
Yeah.
it's basically, so I'll say you're kind of right in front of the bear trap.
Oh,
It's 10 feet behind you, and you
yeah.
have a door that is another 50
Yes.
feet ahead of you. And it stands up on its hind legs, reaches out, it's scraping the floor, its head hits the ceiling, and it just lets out a bellow as it's flecks of spit fly in your general direction.
Can I run as fast as I can while trying to get my big gun out of my null space chamber?
Well,
So I
so
just gave you the gun.
Oh, you just gave it to me?
Yeah, I took it
yeah,
out
you
and
don't
gave
even
it to
have
you.
Oh.
so you have the gun out. I will say I think we'll call one action to trigger the trap because you have to kind of
Cool.
finagle it a little bit. So you've got one action. So running, no, but you can move your full move if you'd like, or you can turn and fight.
Well, seeing as I could get up, I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm probably laying down on the ground. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take a shot. Actually, so rather than being panicking that I didn't have my null space chamber, instead Miller's very cool and says, "I finally get to test this baby out. I have been waiting for so long." And I make it fire. I'll make it fire.
Sure.
After targeting the bear with my.
Is that a free action for you?
I don't know. Actually, it might not be. I think it might be a move action. We'll treat it as a move action.
We'll just say you didn't have time. You spun around. You've got this giant bear on top of you.
26.
That'll hit.
I hope so. Right. I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear me tap all over the computer.
Tack, 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 tack.
Chris, you muted. Chris, you're muted. You're muted.
Pat, you're muted too.
All right, a total of 34.
Yikes.
He probably is muted is the thing.
Yeah. So you're what? Describe this weapon. You didn't kill it, but describe this weapon because I don't know what you have.
So this thing is called a Blue Star Conqueror. It is a
Not affiliated with the Blue Star Corporation.
It's actually one of the reasons why I bought it. It was down to this, like 2 other weapons. I'm like, this is thematic.
Oh yeah.
It is unwieldy, meaning it is very, very large. I can't take multiple shots with it, and just for flavor, I mean, because we got a tiny little Yosoki, it's got some recoil to it.
Sure.
And as it fires, Miller, you just see him kind of shake a little in giddiness because this thing feels nice. It
Yeah,
That's the punch.
I'm picturing like one of those old cartoons where like you turn around, you're a small, diminutive Rocket Raccoon type, but you've just got this massive cannon that you wail on this bear. I'll say like it strafes, or I guess it's a single shot, right? It hits him in the lower gut. The bear hunches over, but just looks up at you with red eyes and begins drooling as it howls further. You've mostly just pissed it off. And we'll move on to Seeker. Seeker, you're hanging down with Statue Boy with the key
Right.
necklace.
So the necklace is also stone.
Yeah, it's all
Right.
into the stone. Yep.
Okay. And you said the other statue on the other side had weird hair.
Sure does.
Did it happen to resemble snakes?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first of all, Seeker's going to cast, or I am going to cast invisibility on myself, just in case. I don't know if it's gonna help, but just in case, I want to
Sure.
be invisible. And I'm gonna start slowly walking backwards towards the other side of the room.
Okay. This one is 60 feet. What's your walking speed?
Walking speed, I believe, is 30.
Okay.
Normal.
So you can get to the end of this hallway if you'd like. You have the basically that'll be your turn, but you can move anywhere in this
Yeah.
hallway you want. So are you going all the way back to the statue?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it there just because that's you just walked backwards. You've got this snake-haired statue behind you, which you've obviously quickly filtered to be a Medusa in your head, which is a canonical monster. Again, should be Gorgon, but they call it Medusa. Whatever.
Yeah, Medusa's like a single Gorgon.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
come
it's
on.
like the legendary
name.
version of, but whatever, it's fine. It's what they called it, and honestly, it's what D&D called it too. But I am on the Pathfinder bestiary. So for what's that?
Nothing.
They didn't have a Starfinder Medusa. Get off my back. I'll let you hold off there. I know you didn't get to do much, but think very carefully about what you're going to do because just for
Yeah.
flavor, you can feel it staring at the back.
Oh
of your
yeah.
head. Okay.
I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do at all, cause
Take a hot second to think about it while I pick on Dren.
You can't token spell a mirror?
You can't what?
token spell
a
mirror.
mirror or something.
I don't know
like
what a
that?
to. Oh, I see what you're saying. You'd have to quickly Google some things to make sure.
Yeah,
that
I
works.
would. I was thinking about that, but I actually should look at token spell, see if I can.
I mean, the moment you think Gorgon, you think mirror.
Yeah, basically.
No, it's not a bad thing. Not sure this will work how you want, but we'll take a look. All right, Dren, you are up. You are at the door with the bug-like face set at your eye level, and it said hello.
Oh, hello there, Doorface.
Hello again.
How do I open you up?
Oh, I have no idea. That's a great question.
Does the word manticore mean anything to you?
No, should it?
I expect so. It's written over on that table. And I point at the gooey table.
What's all that goo?
Oh,
Oh my
that's just
God.
me. I do that.
Oh, they need to get a sanitation crew in here to stat.
They
Oh my
probably
goodness.
should. It might take
Oh,
them a while.
I haven't been cleaned in like 30 minutes. I'm starting to freak out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just I get my goo all over him.
You are my least favorite being that has ever entered this domicile. I certainly hope the gas gets you the fastest.
Well, now I know what I need to look out for. What material is this door now that I'm super close up on it?
Metal. It's like an actual heavy duty metal door.
Okay.
You are in a modern facility.
So, do I see any like creases, like where the door would open up? Is that
Yeah,
flat?
yeah, yeah. No, there's creases. Yeah, it's a door frame. Sure, sure, sure.
Do I see anything that would be like a handle or like, uh, like a bar for like barricading or like the vault style wheel type thing?
Nope, just the face. The door is featureless other
How
than the
large is this
weird
face?
border in the face. It's the same face, same size as the bug you encountered previously, the scientist. That's not his face quite. It's slightly different. Not that you'd probably know because all bugs look alike, right? Yeah. So I'd say it's not probably a little bit smaller than your face.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I was gonna say, once I was done gooing his face, I was gonna like rip his mouth open
I mean, you
and
can
then see
you
if
can
there was like
try and mess with it, but it's the
a
face
button or
also seems to
anything.
be animated metal.
Okay. Uh, door face. How do I stop this gas that you've just mentioned?
Usually, usually you have to get out of the room, but I'll be honest, I've never seen anyone do that. So,
What can I do to get you to open up for me?
oh, I'm sorry, you must have misunderstood.
No, no, I heard you the first time,
Oh,
but
I literally
surely
don't
there
know how
must
to
be
open.
something that a door face, such as yourself, might need.
I appreciate that very much, but you do recognize that I am a security feature and literally have no idea how I open.
All right, I didn't want to do this. I turn on my tail blade of sorts, and I just start, for starters, start cutting off like this face.
All
So
right,
like,
so you start trying to. All right, you're gonna hit it. Roll me an attack roll and see how much damage you do. While I look up the hardness of steel. Starfinder hardness.
You just tug on its handle for a bit.
Okay, breaking doors.
That might work.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, all right. It actually has a DC you have to hit. Roll.
30.
Oh, that does hit actually. And how does this work? These walls are commonly used within structures of import, such as vaults or older military headquarters. Okay, that doesn't. Thanks. Now what do I do with that? Oh, here we go. So it's DC 30 to hit, so you hit that on the hot nose. It's got a hardness of 20, which I believe means it reduces your damage by 20 every time, and it's got 90 hit points.
Oh, I
So
won't be doing quite that much.
there are ways to do what you're trying to do. I'm not sure your tailblade can muster it.
I don't think he has anything else in his inventory to try to do that. But we're
Yeah,
gonna.
this isn't
see
a
what
brute
happens.
force. Yeah, the hardness literally resists damage. You are going to be hacking at this for a long time. Can you do over 20 damage reliably?
Uh, I did 23 damage, and that was pretty much almost the max of what I could do. I
Was
could
that
do a
to this
max
door?
of 25. To this door, yes.
Oh, so you did manage to scratch it, like you carve into its face a little bit, and I'll track its health, I guess. So it's down to 87 health.
Good luck.
Yep.
And it says, "Wow, that was rude, but considering I'm covered in your skin slime, that was already pretty rude. I'm not sure which is worse.
Slime.
You've got. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that you've messed with the door, a la me, you've accelerated the timetable for the gas. I don't know when it'll come, but it's soon." It's not quite that soon. I'm going to let you think about this a little bit more. You
Yep.
did have only one thing in this room that was different, which was the word manticore. And you've got a very stubborn, very heavy, very thick door. And thick is in more ways than one. I'll come back to you. I don't know if you're going to
What?
get this
I don't think so.
one.
Nick is looking into Nick's future, and he does not see a solution currently.
It has an answer. I swear it does. It's just not obvious. And best of luck to you. Rex, you're up. You have a gentle being at the end of the hallway, currently in a decent amount of discomfort. What do you do?
Yeah. So earlier you had mentioned that the walls were not the walls are projections, right? Or something along those lines, like the grass and everything around us is basically artificial.
not where you are now. You've left behind the hedge maze once you step to the teleport, and you are in a concrete area. It just looks like a concrete prison.
Check the walls to see if there are any panels.
None whatsoever. You
None
technically
whatsoever.
did that with your last check previously.
Okay, I
Have
just
we
wanted to
been
double check.
keeping touch with each other?
No, none of you have.
Hey guys, I might have to kill a person. So I have
Just like Rye.
Rex has a comm, not a comm, the data jack. How far out does that extend?
Not 100 feet.
If I hug the wall on the left side
Yeah.
and the camera's on his right side, can I convince him to try to move his knee or something to obstruct the view of the camera?
You can try.
I try.
Oh my god,
Sorry,
dude.
sorry.
Mike.
That role playing, wow.
I didn't hear that. Could you say that again? The stretching kind of hurt my ears, I think.
Excuse me, soon to be dead fellow.
Name is Steve.
Steve, you're soon to be dead, but maybe, just maybe, we can avoid you being dead and only marginally injured.
That sounds like a plan to me.
I'm lying to you. Is it making you feel better?
Not anymore.
I tried. The camera to your left. Can you block it in any manner? I know you're kind of tied up right now.
Yeah, I can. If I lean over all the way, but it doesn't help the camera on my right.
The designer of this thing is an asshole.
I think that's the point. And over your radio, the Noir comes over. This is Van. Oh, sorry. This is the. No, this would have been Vance. Vance, the Noir, comes over and says, "I take that as a compliment." Also, I can't wait to watch the replay of this. How many
Noir.
pieces do you think he'll break into?
What did you
I'm
say his
hoping we
name
get
was?
a whole
Nor?
fiver. No, he's a Noir, which is his
Noir.
species. His name is Vance.
Hey Vance.
Yeah.
Question. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be happy when I'm Rex. Question for you.
Many answers, probably beyond your understanding, little robot. But shoot.
Is there actually a solution to this puzzle where both I and Steve survive?
Given your current equipment, probably not.
Then this isn't a test.
It kind of is.
This is not a test. If the solution is impossible, given what I'm provided, you have set me up to fail. Therefore, this is not a test.
You asked if it was possible to get out with you both alive. There's a solution. Plenty of them.
But isn't the test to have him survive?
No, I don't care about that.
This is just a murder pit.
Many of my creations have a little flavor of murder. Yes, that's fair.
You're not a good designer.
Well,
Ooh.
that's for the boss on high to say, and as far as I can tell, the Baron loves my work. I always leave the most bodies for him.
Okay. So I'm going to try one more time to... Oh, you said there were 2 cameras?
Yeah, that he can see.
That he can see.
An ethical trap, the worst kind.
Okay.
Dustin magically picked the right person for this.
Yeah, right.
It was the last one. Any of you could have gotten this one.
Yeah. So
Seeker
Zero
could have
turns
solved
into-
it pretty easily. Unfortunately, you're not going to have that method.
Oh, you mean
Can't
the
be
turn invisible
invisible.
and just walk?
Yes.
according to my character sheet,
Yep.
The data healing circuit ain't gonna help. Dark. Can I affect the lights?
Um,
There are lights. I'm assuming it's lit.
there haven't been lights in any of the other ones, but this was a jail, so yeah, sure, there are lights. I will say there is a like a, what do you call it, the fluorescent bulb, and there's probably one every 10 feet.
Okay.
It's a real gross aesthetic.
I will send my data jack up into the light fixture and attempt to surge override the circuit.
I don't think that's how data jacks work.
I don't know. I have
you
no
have
idea.
data ports
I've
in
never
your
played a
lights?
robot.
Yeah, that's actually another mechanic trick.
Yeah, well, I have a data jack.
Yeah, so the
What can I do with it?
lights aren't computers or digital storage media. So
Okay.
you're not able to plug in. You can get electrocuted if you do so.
That's fine.
Okay. So the equipment that I currently have on me is just me.
You could potentially rip those bars off. You rolled poorly.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again.
Sure. I mean, they wiggled. It's not like they didn't do nothing.
Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I just all I did was roll
Can
a
confirm.
strength check instead of
It would be
that would be
athletics again.
athletics.
Yep.
Oh, I wish. Okay.
Darn,
Wish I
you're
knew
20
that.
something.
I wish.
I would have been way above what I rolled. 14.
Is that a nat one?
It wasn't that one.
That was not run one.
I'm gonna say that you try to pull it off. You slip a little bit, and enough that you actually like kind of stumble back a couple steps. But now you're going towards him, and you just hear Steve at the other end screaming in agony as you've now moved a step closer to him, a couple steps, and he's pulled a little bit tighter.
Okay.
Only a little bit though.
Okay. So my intention is to rip off a bar
Mhm.
and turn out the lights.
I don't think that's a bad plan.
That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to roll again.
Sure.
And I think that would be my second action.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would actually, I'd need a roll to break a light bulb. Note, not jabbing it into the light fixture to get electrocuted.
Dog, you just tried plugging in. What do you mean? Of course you're doing that.
Well, I assume future.
My arms are getting tired. Roll.
He already moved away from there. You would have had to move back to the bars.
I
He moves
did.
Back. It's fine.
He knows what I'm talking about, man.
I got it. He goes back. He grabs it.
I rolled a little bit better. I got a
That's
16.
16's not going to do. I'll be honest with you. The DC's 18. You're not far away. Stop rolling like garbage. You what was
At this point, just take a 10.
Well,
10
taking a 10
plus
was
30. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Why
a
didn't I just
minute.
take a 10?
Well,
I'll take
because
a
you were
10.
telling me that you had a +4, right?
Yeah, I messed up last time. So yeah, I'll just do that. I'll take a 10.
Which is enough. You have +8.
I have plus 13 to.
Oh yeah, you rip it right out. I don't know what you're doing. You were a little.
I'm all out of it. I haven't actually rolled as Rex all that much. So
no, you haven't had any chance. You haven't even been in combat as Rex, which is a bummer. He's really combat oriented. Which
so
is
with my time, that's what I'm doing. I rip out the
Remember
thing
that
and I
time.
smack some of the lights.
I'll let you get the ones near you, and you take a step forward, and it doesn't seem to be picking you up. He doesn't scream in agony. So the next couple, you'll have to do a little bit more because those ones are like right above you. And there's going to be one that's ahead of you in the actual lit area. You'll have to probably chuck your pole.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a plan of action, and we'll move on to Zero. Zero, you just had the wall of flames spit out at you. It's now receded back behind its barrier. And there is one panel, which is like a 5-foot square, that is now about half the height of the rest of the flames, which is still a respectable 15, 20 feet.
If I back up a few feet and look through like the gap that's there now, does it look like the flames continue past there, or does it look like it's an open space?
Great question, and it is an open space. It looks like the flames are only about the 5-foot gout that you have in front of you, and past the 5 feet, there seems to be no other flames.
All right. Thinking about how well I can jump, my question for you is, does it look like taking a 25 would get me over it?
Like jumping over that spot?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at Starfinder's rules for just straight up jumping. I'm sure it's there. I just don't know. So it's under the athletics skill.
I'm on the page.
Or even acrobatics.
36.
It is acrobatics.
No, it's athletics. Jump is athletics.
The DC is modified by the same environmental circumstances. Okay, I missed what it was actually talking about. You are correct. It's a different issue. It's talking about balance. It's the same deal. But it doesn't give me the number scale, so maybe we'll have to check out the balance.
Equal to the number of feet that you attempt to jump horizontally, or 4 times the number of feet you're attempting to jump vertically.
I'm sorry. So 4 times, we'll call it 15 then? Is that what you're saying?
So 60, yes.
So you have to... Okay.
Or Zero simply uses his broken bag boots.
Well, unfortunately, nothing here is going to work.
I'm probably just going to shoot at the things again.
Okay. Go ahead and make rolls. Sure.
Oh, and that's if you make it do a running start. If you don't, the check doubles.
Yikes. Right. I didn't know how bad jumping was, but I guess jumping's not a great idea. Yeah. Take a couple more shots, and I'll say you're shooting in the same area to try and keep the same effect going.
19, 21, 24.
Yeah, you managed to hit on 2 of those. Roll attack damage, please.
All right. That would be that one. So 13 and 9.
Okay.
Wait, I lied.
Stop doing that.
Actually, no, I lied. That is the correct damage.
So 22. It seems like you're having a further effect. You've lowered the gout of flame. Now it's only about 10 feet high,
All right.
which
so
is
then,
still
will that be a 20?
40 with a running start.
It's 4 times? I thought it was 2 times for normal.
2 times is horizontal, like you're jumping far. You're jumping up.
Okay.
So you can keep doing what you're doing. You have a path. It's the amount of damage you're doing is what I'm doing. You're lowering this thing's HP, and if you get it down to 0, it'll be off, or you can get it to jumpable, basically.
All right.
I don't think a 40 is reasonable for you, so maybe another round of attacks. But I'll let that one go. So, well, actually, that was only one action for you.
Yeah.
Can you do it again?
Technically, shooting the 3 times is a full round.
Okay, all right. Then we'll just pass. We'll come back to it. Miller,
Mhm.
you are 10 feet away from a bear that you just shot in the guy. Oh, the bear gets initiative. I'll call that a surprise round because you perceptioned it coming.
Sure.
Roll initiative, please. This is just for the bear.
Why can't? All right.
He-
I only got a 12.
Well, still beats me.
Did you roll a -1? Or a natural one? by any
No,
chance?
no. I rolled a 6, but
Unlike everyone else, he didn't take improved initiative.
All right.
I did. I also did not take that.
The bear actually gets to come at you. It just shovels up and takes a swipe at you.
I was going to say, is it almost too big?
hold
to
on,
even-
wait. So Miller just fires off this smoke, this fire, and he's smiling, and then the bear is also smiling. He goes, "Oh, spook."
I'm gonna let it attack this time, but just so you know, this thing's grapple check is insane. It's just swiping at you now. I would not enter a bear hug with this thing.
Hmm.
It gets a base plus 19,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
which I don't think can miss, maybe, or maybe it would be close. But
So let's put it this way: you would have to beat a 37.
I'm aware of your nonsense.
Well,
in
his is
general.
probably
Well,
wouldn't
mine's
be as
32.
Oh, 32. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought then. All right. Well, this is just for attack. It's a nat 20.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it's fetched right in the corner too. It's a nice. It stopped. It was like, nope, I'm not going any further. He doesn't have anything special, so it's just
Alright.
going to be double damage.
Yep.
And the damage for his attack is
We'll roll it twice, right?
It's
That's the
okay.
way
You
we're
got
doing it?
stamina.
no, it's just double for Starfinder, right?
You roll
Well,
twice.
no. Yeah.
You
Oh, okay, I'll roll
roll
twice.
damage twice.
So it is.
You roll all damage
Yep.
twice, though,
Yep.
Do I have the right? I'll just use this percentile die.
which is amazing for operatives.
So that is a 13 for the first one.
Okay.
And then the crit damage is that's a 17.
So 30 altogether?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just one big swipe, and it basically
Well.
it catches up against you and smashes you into the wall once as it's gouging into you, and then it kind of lets go, and it's your turn. You just got brutalized.
So Miller runs. Is he in melee?
Yeah.
Well then withdraw. I run. I do double my speed and does not provoke attack of opportunity.
Okay. So you can move 60 feet.
Yep.
You can get to the other door then.
Yep.
Cool.
Another bear drops.
No, as you get to the door, it's locked, and there is text on the door if you want to read it.
Yeah. What is it?
It says, "Did you remember to reset the bear trap?"
That's what I figured. But I don't have strength. Yeah.
Okay. The bear trap doesn't take that much strength to fix. It's modern traps are like they're actually not, it's not like you don't push it open. It's got a crank.
Uh-huh.
So
All right.
resetting bear traps is actually quite simple. It's to pry them open is what you always see people using their hands for.
So I
That's not
guess then what Miller does, he turns around and goes, and the personal shield goes, shing, and that's
Okay.
my turn.
All right. I'm sorry. I
That's
really
all right.
thought you would have caught me out on that one and just fished it on his
I
case.
was thinking about it. I really was, but I don't know.
All right. Well, you're the only one so far who's fallen for my trap, so I'm happy for this. Seeker, you are. I've already forgotten. Well, you're out. You're basically spooning with the Medusa
Yeah.
statue.
Oh yeah. So I can
your
use
little
token
spoon.
spell to make a small item, which
Cool.
I'm going to use to make a small, like silvery, intricate looking hand mirror
Yep.
that has a picture of rye, like a sculpture of rye on it, right in
course.
the middle. It's kind of like winking and like pointing, and along the sides it says, "Looking good, Seeky baby."
Awful. I'm not giving you any more time for this. Awful. He didn't use it to solve the problem. He used that entire time to design the mirror.
And I'm holding the mirror up, kind of at its head's level, where I would imagine its head level is.
That's good because if you were holding it like this, I would have totally made you make a fortitude save.
Yep. No, I'm not. I'm not looking at it.
No actual effect.
No actual effect. Okay. How much of the statue can I actually see, without looking at its nasty stuff?
Head? Like you can kind of like tentatively look under your arm and
Yeah, like can I get like next to it or anything?
Take a picture.
And kind of like look at
selfie.
peripherals.
Sure. Yeah, I'd
At
allow you to get next
peripherals?
to it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
you basically you intertwine yourself with it, making sure you're looking dead at the ground. You get comfortably behind it, and you notice that none of like the eyes are actually looking at you, so you aren't affected when you're basically hugging the statue.
Okay. Um. Is there anything? Can I do like perception to see if I notice anything about the actual statue? Is there buttons or anything? Is there like a switch on the back of it, and its butt or something?
You can, but there is nothing. It's just a statue.
All right, so it's
just the
just
head that seems to
statue.
be the special bit. Yeah.
All right, well then I guess I'll try casting dispel magic at it if it's magical, which I did ascertain that there was magic coming from the direction.
I don't.
Although I don't know if that can do. I don't think that can dispel magical traps, and I also can't detect magical traps. But if it's not,
this isn't. We looked it up. Dispel magic.
Dispel
can't.
This
traps.
isn't technically a
it's dumb.
trap.
It's really
however,
dumb. Starfinder, what the hell?
Question: does dispel magic remove petrify?
It could. I mean, if that's a magical effect that's affecting something.
Let me take a quick look in Starfinder.
That was going to be my next. That was going to be my next attempt.
No, it looks like there's a particular spell called Flesh to Stone that you would need to have, which is good because you would have just freed the Gorgon, the Medusa.
Flesh to Stone would be to petrify, wouldn't it? Stone to flesh is the opposite.
No, it says it reverses.
Stone to flesh too.
Well, it just says it also reverses it.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if this spell is cast upon a stone creature that was once flesh, it reverses the petrification.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a one-stop all, but dispel doesn't do it. Instead, for the record,
dispel
has never gotten rid of.
I figured.
Yeah. So you're doing all good things. The magic, unfortunately, is coming from a creature that's inside the stone. It's also petrified, so you can't dispel the magic of the creature. It's not even the trap. It's just the matter that it's a magical being. And it's probably a supernatural ability. I don't actually have the. Do I have that open? Yeah, it's a supernatural ability for the petrifying gaze. The magic is from the fact that it is made stone. So it is.
Oh, I have a feeling that next time I'm gonna probably walk to the other side and then toss a freaking explosive blast at it.
That's another option. All right, but we'll let that go. So you've hugged it. You tried dispelling magic, and nothing just there.
Yeah. So like feeling around, there was nothing. Yeah, you already told me nothing. So.
I mean, you have access to the head, but it is quite heavy in stone. And you can touch it freely. Like it's not a worry about touching it. It's just the visual contact.
Yep. Okay. Ooh! I don't have anything I can put over the head, do I?
Well, you just made a small mirror. Can you do that again with like?
Oh, I could make
not
a
mirror?
cloth. I could make
That would
like a blanket.
Wouldn't that be goddamn stellar?
Yeah,
Do
it
you
would
do
be.
the thing?
Yeah, I'll do that when it's my turn next.
I'm just gonna speed this one up.
Okay, go for it.
It's 10:09.
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw the blanket over its head with your magic, and almost immediately the body at the other end loses the petrification status and just falls to the
Oh, heck
ground.
yeah.
You hear a hopeful jingle of the key hitting the stone. You pop over, you grab it, you bring it over to the door.
Body dead?
Do you insert it? No, so the body was dead. Yeah, totally dead. It's
Okay.
it's a dude who's been in there for a long time. They look especially old too. They might not have been alive when they were petrified either. You have no way of telling. But you get the key off their neck, no problem. You get to the door. Do you insert it?
As long as there's no other, like, multiple keyholes, yeah.
There's one keyhole, but you had detected magic coming from the door. That's the only
I
reason I'm
had.
stopping you.
In that case, look around. Is there anything else behind me?
Just wall,
Just wall?
and it's like 5 feet. Yeah, you're like you. It's a very tight hallway.
I would actually have I would summon Unseen Servant and have that put the key in the door.
Cool. I was
Or
actually
use Mage
fishing-
Hand. I could use
I
just
was-
Mage Hand.
I was fishing
works
for
too.
you to use Dispel Magic because it's an anti-mage trap.
Oh.
However, you didn't. You didn't trigger the false door, which was holding back darts. So you open up both doors at once, and you're totally safe. You have exited, and you enter into a
Woo.
room with 5 statue busts that we will come back to, not on your next turn, but when we come back to everyone else there.
Still invisible, by the way.
So that's totally fine. Wouldn't have helped you against the Medusa. All right, so Seeker has successfully made it. Dren, you are up. You've got the door. You've been warned that the gas is incoming.
Yep. So real quick,
Yes.
while I'm still at the door, so
Yes.
I'm not running around like a lunatic.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab the door face by like what would be its bottom jaw. I'm
Could
gonna
you-
try
could
to
you not?
pull, and
Huh?
then I'm also gonna try to push to see if it budges at all.
We call these mandibles, and no, nothing happens.
All right. When I was fiddling around with the table and everything, did it seem like those could be moved?
Sure. Not the solution, though.
Yep. I was gonna say your response doesn't seem too good. Well, I can tell you Nick doesn't have any ideas because if this is based around lore of the Manticore, I don't got no lore of the Manticore up in here.
The best part is, it's not.
I'm sure it's not. Remember earlier when I was like, man, first grader puzzle, not gonna be able to get it? It's me.
Can
but
I have you roll diplomacy?
with the door?
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty good at those kinds of skill checks.
Or like
I've
whatever
just never
you,
had to
however
use it
you
before.
can persuade the door.
Persuade the door.
Yeah, like whatever skill check you have.
Get like chummy.
Yes.
Intimidate it with.
Yeah, I'll-
Getting chummy is more what I want.
I'll do diplomacy.
Roll
So
it.
what I'll say is, hey door face, and I kind of put a hand on the door, not on his face, but on the door. and go,
Hey, least favorite entity I've ever met.
I know I did a few bad things to you in the past, but perhaps we can put that in the past and get around that. How about you help your old pal Dren out?
Records on file actually don't have a name registered for Dren. That's weird.
Yep. That is a 26 though.
All right. So tell me exactly what you have as tools, and maybe I'll help. Honestly, I've never seen myself open, and I kind of want to know what it feels like. So I'm not necessarily opposed, even if you
Oh
are
my
a
God.
literal piece of slime.
Well, I've got my blade, which you've met.
All right. So you
Just
have a
now.
blade. Okay. And then
I've got a pistol,
you've got a pistol, and
I've got a. That's pretty much all I've got.
was there anything in the room maybe that was helpful? I mean, I can't see
There's some
past there.
tables,
Okay, tables, sure,
chairs,
and chairs.
the word manticore.
Oh, Manticore. You mentioned, and the door suddenly opens because all you had to do is get it to say fucking Manticore. God damn it.
So I said it. That
You
wasn't
sure
the
did
trigger.
multiple times, but it didn't. Had nothing to do with Manticore. It was just a password.
Dren in character just goes, "Ugh." and rubs his temple, and then just walks on through to the next room.
Yeah, the door says, "Bye, asshole." And as you step through, you're brought to another room, and it's almost simultaneously as Seeker appearing. And you're in this room with 5 statue busts and nothing else, but I'll come back to you.
And as the door opens, it's like, oh yes!
Basically, yeah.
Finally open.
It's like, thanks, D-bag. And yeah, okay. Rex, you're up. Have you figured out what you're going to do?
Yeah, so here's my plan. Rip off a couple of those iron bars and smack the lights
Sure.
to darken the hallway. If I can take a few steps without
You can take a
hearing
few
any
steps, but you do have to start throwing them to get to the.
Understood. So I'm gonna try to get as close as I possibly can, and then do as best as I can. You know, get as many as I can, walk further, and then try to get as many as I possibly can.
Yeah, as you're ripping them off, the back wall behind you lights on fire, but don't worry about that.
I engage the plan.
Yeah, please. Give me an attack roll for a thrown weapon.
Oh.
Good shot. I don't know how to do.
I think
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's the same as a normal, like melee attack.
No, it'd be melee.
No, it uses dex instead of strength.
Yeah, so it's your base attack bonus plus dex plus anything you might have as a soldier.
He wouldn't for a thrown weapon.
Okay.
It's not this particular soldier.
So,
so at least 9
because
plus
I'm looking.
Your dex is.
Oh, I see it. All right, it's plus 13. I got it.
Okay.
Right, but see, the reason I thought it was strength is because I'm looking at the character sheet and it says thrown attack strength mod.
That's the damage done is strength. But
27.
That's under attack bonuses.
It's true.
You hit it.
27. Thank you.
27 hits
real
it.
good.
That's because I was right up on the microphone.
That's how you're supposed to use microphones.
Basically, you've got like a whole bunch of them, and you're chucking them as you go. I'll let the 27 stand. You get all the way to the end. The back of the room is a complete inferno. It's about halfway through the aisle, and you're up to this dude on this rack. You've managed to break out all the lights, and when you're close enough, I'm just gonna say you jam into the cameras. There's only 2.
Yep.
So you've got him unadulterated, and he's just here on this rack.
Do the best I can to free him.
Give me a strength check.
So athletics?
Yes, sorry.
31.
You're able to get your clamps up in the things holding him and pry them open, and it's totally fine. You find, of course, that there was no hands or feet inside. They were electronic because your first guess was actually dead on, not a dude. It's a robot at the end. And as he drops to the floor, he says, the password is Steve was here.
Steve
if you had
was
killed
here.
him, you wouldn't have gotten the password, which was the trick. You say that out loud, the door to your left opens, and you are able to exit, and you wind up in a room with 5 busts. I'm going to say everyone's already there.
I solved a Dustin puzzle that didn't have an option to solve it.
Not for your character, unfortunately. No. But you could have just killed the dude.
Yeah, but that would have been bad.
Yes. But he also wasn't a dude.
Right.
He was a robot, but it would have been robot on robot.
It was a robot dude.
I've got 15 minutes, and I got stuff I need to get to, Patrick, that you give me a minute. Zero, you're up.
Just going to continue with what I was doing.
Go ahead and make one more attack roll.
18.
Yep.
19, 22.
All right, you got me the one that I needed. Can you roll damage for it real quick?
11.
All right, it is now 5 feet high.
I can make that pretty
easily. It's a 20, which you said you could take 25, right?
Yep.
So you finally get it to a point where the flames aren't shooting out as high. You jump over, and the other half of the room is the exact same as the other half, where there's a door set in the middle. There's a door that's new. But otherwise, same style, no other traps. You're totally good, and you've solved the puzzle. That was it. The other way you could have solved it was just running through it faster. You would have taken damage, but you probably would have lived. Probably is the important word there. The bigger part of that trap is the fact that you were supposed to think it was an illusion and walk through it like a dumbass. And in Starfinder, the way you detect magic wouldn't have actually told you guys that it wasn't an illusion because that wall was magic. So it would have tricked even the magic user, which is kind of why I did it. Basically, every trap here I allowed for magic because it would hurt you if you use magic. So just so you know, yeah, that was the plan. So you just got the one that was worst for you. But I liked your idea of shooting through the grates, and I don't see why that wouldn't work because the flame has to come from somewhere. So you made it. You walk through. You're in a room with a bunch of busts on pedestals, and your friends. Except we're waiting on Miller. Miller,
Hey.
you've got some work ahead of you.
Yes, I do.
2 options, and I'll give them to you clean.
Okay.
You can go back and reset the trap, which is going to be quite a challenge.
Mhm.
Or you can try and unlock the door through mundane means. You just, again, it's a normal door, so you would be able to use engineering to try and lockpick it. It's just it is a advanced door.
Mhm. Well, I'm gonna have. I don't know if I can actually pick the door because I don't have anything except weapons on me.
Touche.
So what I want to do is I want to make a mad dash at this bear.
Yeah.
as
Bear
best-
goes first, technically.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have the bear. I guess just charge you, because it should be able to charge that distance. So its speed's not reduced or anything like that. I don't think.
I mean, you said it's a 5-foot wide hallway.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's got a speed of 40 feet, which
All right.
if it charged, it would be able to hit you with the charge. So I'm gonna just have it make another attack against you, basically, where it just runs down the hallway and it just tries to barrel into you.
All right.
Keep in mind, you do get a minus with charge.
Oh yeah, and I totally missed. I rolled a 10. So you actually managed to kind of duck out of the way as it smashes into the wall. But now it's
On the
door.
opposite side.
I'm not gonna say it passes you unless you know what. Make a reflex save and see if you can roll.
Yeah,
under
that's
it.
what I'm thinking.
Do it. Or you know what? Let's make that an acrobatics roll because you're actively trying to roll. You saw its attack
Oh.
coming. It missed.
Okay, fine.
Then shoot it in the butt because that's its weak spot.
This is +4. 15.
I probably should make it a little harder, but for the sake of brevity.
Did he
I'll
beat
allow
the
it.
attack roll?
No, which is why I was going to make it a little harder. The attack roll
Okay.
was a. Oh wait, it's got a reduction to it because it's a charge. Yes, because it's a charge. I am sorry, you did beat the attack roll, or you
All right.
tied it, but I'll give it to you.
Sure.
So you do manage to do like a one shoulder roll under it, despite carrying your stupidly large weapon. And with your speed, you can get to the trap.
Yep.
You can't set it yet.
Um,
Oh, you know what? You get there with a little bit more movement. I'll give me a quick strength check or engineering check because it's just a pretty mundane
engineering?
tool.
All right.
Can he
32.
even fail?
32. Yeah, I don't think you could have. All right, yeah, you quickly reset the trap and you hear an audible clunk coming from the other end of the door where the bear is. We're gonna quickly speed back to your next turn where the bear charges back at you and tries again.
Okay.
Is he on the other side of the trap though?
Yes.
Would the bear have to run over the trap?
Yes. Yeah, it would. I guess we'll roll. Yeah, but it's just gonna run into the trap. It just runs into it. Actually, it just sets the trap, and the trap clenches onto its leg, and it kind of comes to a quick halt.
Oh,
as
yeah, and that would actually it should stop its charge too.
It does. It completely stops it, and it basically flails its body almost into you. But it really messes itself up. I will say, by virtue of the trap not being perfectly closed, you don't hear the door lock again.
Okay.
So you're able to basically bolt past the bear. It's going to get a swipe on you because you said you could withdraw and move twice your speed.
Yes.
Does that work for moving through a creature?
Is he already in its attack range though? Because it moved up on him.
He is in its attack range.
Well, I don't know if I can move through. Is the thing. That would be tumble, which is no, not tumble. No,
that was tumble in D&D.
Tumble is a acrobatics move that you can actually tumble through people. Yeah, I guess that would be it, but I don't think I can beat it. It's 20 plus 1.5 at CR.
If it's stuck in place, might as well just take a few steps back and just shoot it till it's dead, and then
just
cast.
Its CR is only 7.
And 1.5 that. Yeah, no, I can't beat it because my acrobatics is so low.
All right, just run through and get a swipe on you.
All right, yeah, let's do it. I'm not too worried about that.
It's going to be a 23
against my
KAC.
Miss.
Yeah. Again,
Is that
this
what it
bear
hit?
actually is gonna have a hard time killing you.
Mm.
Just so you know, I rolled a nat 20. Its bonus to attack is just +7.
Oh, all right, cool.
It's if it grabbed you, it has
Yeah,
a bigger
that's a bad
plus.
time. Yeah.
So you
Bad
manage to
time.
run past it. You get to the door. You teleport. I'll say you come in just a hair faster than Rex. But now all 5 of you are gathered in this room.
I open up the door. I say, "Do not go in there." Woo!
And as the last one of you arrives, you all feel a slight shift in the room as an extremely powerful magnet is turned on the floor. Miller, you can try and make a save to hold on to your gun, otherwise it's going to hit the floor hard, and your anklets and wristlets are all being pulled very forcefully to the ground.
So what am
Uh,
I making? A reflex?
this would be, I'd probably say this is probably more constitution. No, fortitude. Sorry, this would be more of like a fortitude. Like you're trying to basically resist the pull of the magnet, or I guess
Would it pull silver?
it's not really a save. I'm sorry, it's not really a save. It's
Be athletics.
it would be athletics again. Yeah, this would be an athletics check. It's not a save.
All right. This was
Oh.
nat 20.
You were able to hold on to the gun, but just barely. And it's the floor is specifically meant to attract your bracelets, Seeker. Everything else is mostly just the way they had to do it.
The mirror shatters as it hits the floor. No.
The
Oh, this was the other one.
lights turn on a little bit brighter, and you are in a kind of a plain room. It is pristine, similar to the room Dren was in, where it's all white and medical looking. The busts you will quickly recognize in a second, but on the one side of the wall, the right wall, there is a viewing window. So which is to say the wall has like a window into it, no door or anything that helps you. And on the left, there's another viewing window. On the right is the Baron, and on the left are the other scientists. Um, the busts in the room with you depict Seeker, Zero, which is a little bit they guessed. Miller, Brawl,
They just copy
and
pasted Seeker.
Raish Oren. Um, and they are not with your disguises. They are very clearly your original true selves. And as you guys find yourselves immobilized by your wristlets and bracelets and whatever the hell you got on your arms and feet, the Baron begins speaking. And he says, "This is just where I wanted you. I'm glad to see you all here with very little intervention on my part. I didn't want to lose out on this sweet, sweet moment of victory. You see, we've known all along, of course, who you are. Your disguises were quite deplorable, and
You knew who I was? What? I thought I did such a good job. Damn.
I'd like to. I assume you came here for the weaponry for your mechanical creations that you appropriated, which we learned of. Um, I'd like to show you what we have been doing with this weaponry that is no longer wanted by the Border Space Union. He pushes a button on a console you can't see, and the most large, like comically large laser beam, like a laser gun, comes out, mounted. It comes out, and it's got the two like trigger handles, which the Baron gets around and begins to aim. And it's just like the most obnoxious. It looks like a giant drill with a laser tip at the end. Um, and I just wanted to say, is this? I've enjoyed none of the time I spent with you. Farewell. I'm going a little short because we're at 10:28.
But how do you expect us to get out of this? I thought this was a test.
He pushes the trigger on the laser beam, and it pierces through the glass. And he starts bringing it to strafe across all of you. Could I get all of you to make reflex saves?
Oh, you didn't. Oh, come on. I set you up for that, Dustin.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, how do you expect us to get out of this?
Oh, sorry. I expect you to die. But
There you- thank
that's
you.
actually
Thank
not
you.
what he says. He does not canonically say that.
A 13 altogether.
20.
What are we rolling? I was listening.
A reflex save to not die.
Oh, to not die.
Yeah.
20.
Well, I'm better at those than usual.
So I'll spend a resolve point to make mine an 18, and then
Cool.
I think I can spend another resolve point to make it a 20.
22.
So most of you start getting down really low. One of you's having a really hard time. Who rolled the 15?
13.
13. Yikes. Yeah, you're still struggling with a gun. So, like, I'm not getting down. I just got up here. You're the only one that notices as the Baron, arcing this laser at you, quickly jukes it over all of your heads and then aims it at the other 5 scientists on the other side of the other viewport across the hall and just strafes it straight through them all, cutting them all in half before shutting the laser off. Patrick, if you want to take it from here, you can go nuts.
It's okay. I think all the bad men are gone now. Oh God, it's a mess. Are you guys okay down there?
A mess.
Thicky
What?
baby? Thicky baby, you
me.
okay down there?
That's me. Who is talking?
Is how do you not recognize me? Oh, right. I forget sometimes. I've been deep undercover for so long. And I rip off a mask.
One of the Mission Impossible level masks, as it was seamless, and underneath is, in fact, the real Ray Shorin.
Oh my God!
You're gonna
So
have...
I guess with Miller still standing up, he drops his weapon, starts walking over, pushes a button, the environmental suit just melts off.
Sure.
Drop the gun and just walks up to Reichover and throws out a hand.
Oh, I thought I was very far above.
Not above. You're at the same level, but you are behind a security glass.
Just reaching up to the glass.
Okay. I forget how to do it and I high five him.
Okay, you high five again the glass.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
You guys, you should see your faces. You will. I have a camera. It's
I'm
great.
sad Patrick can do the German voice so much better than me, but thank you.
You see
I used to watch Flula.
Dren kind of goes like, "Damn it."
Oh, wait, was he the Baron or who? Wait.
You made me make a speech to the whole spoopin' galaxy.
Why would you need to make a speech?
Man, I'm gonna kill this guy.
It was a nice speech, though. I mean, on a scale from 1 to Rye, it was like about in the middle,
Like a Miller, yeah.
It was a Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, that is 1 over Rye.
I think that might have been the greatest acting he's ever done.
So how was Nikolai?
I still
Nikolai.
want to kill you.
How was Nikolai? I was supposed to go on that mission that you guys went on, and then they told me about this one, and they rushed me out here. I haven't seen or heard from anyone since I came. So they replaced me with this young actor named Nikolai.
Oh,
About that.
He was fantastic.
I don't like
Turns
this
out-
guy
Yeah,
anymore.
he was.
He was my
fantastic.
super fan.
Yes, he was definitely fantastic.
So did he come with?
It was a performance to die for.
I trained him myself. I can't wait to see him.
I also, by the way, I gave you a really cool Viking funeral. By the way, or space
I don't
Viking
understand.
funeral. Oh, when you died,
Still not tracking.
I gave Nikolai a space Viking funeral. Then
Huh.
it was really cool. You
What's
would have loved
Rex's
it
not
if
Rex
it was your
doing?
if it was your funeral.
I don't
Shaking his head vigorously.
Dying wasn't part of the plan.
Oh well,
Well,
So what, did he have to play possum?
sure. Yeah. He's playing possum. Yes, that's exactly what my parents said growing up too.
So is he back on the ship?
Adi, let's get the information. Let's get out of here. We'll catch up later, right?
Wait, what happened? Something. Why is the robot with you?
Well, so
Robot, why are you with them?
Well,
your buddy there.
you see,
He
now
went
that-
back to Verses. He went back to Verses. He went back to Verses. He's fine.
Oh, question, Dustin.
Yes,
Do you respond as Rex or as Rex?
as Rex.
Which Rex?
original Rex. It shook its head of your programming as soon as it locked
Oh,
eyes on
okay.
the OG. It reverts back to no longer needing the RAI protocol.
Okay.
I'm going to be really honest with you, boss. The past couple of weeks been a real blur.
Well, he did fuse with not Sob for a bit, or Sob or not, I should say, for a
I
little
did
bit.
not.
So, you know,
Did I?
yeah. You
That's
liked
funny.
it too. You wanted him to come with us.
It was actually
You
pretty
loved it.
cool.
What
The
is wrong
robot
with
does
his
not
arm?
remember
I
who
have
goes inside him.
arm, and then he kind of lowers down, so he's back on his treads. What's with
Why are you keeping with the doctor's accent?
As I said earlier, I've been here for so long.
Like,
It is like
2
stuck.
months. Like a month?
It's like a month. He's been there for a little longer than you guys because I think there's a little bit of overlap. I think you had 2 weeks or something for prep for the party, and he basically left as soon as you guys did. But
You
he had to
don't
go a little
understand
early.
how hard it is to be so convincing.
So in
for
other
so long.
words, you split the party for, a month and a half. You're
I
the
did-
best.
I did not split the party. These
Uh,
were orders.
The-
I was only doing my orders.
all
Well,
of
let's
the
not do
shenaniganery.
this.
Nope. All of the fun things that came from missing Rye, we will blow up and talk about a little bit more when you guys go shopping for mech weapons next time on our Starfinder show. For now, I'd like to close it down. If anyone has like a nice clothesliner for the welcome back of Rye, please give it
I
now.
had like 2, and we didn't actually end on either.
I
of
know.
them,
I wanted to
so-
just say we're done. We're done. It was so good. But if you have another one, go for it. But otherwise, we can let it kind of peter out as you guys are basically arguing like old times.
No, there's
So
nothing
these
here.
are the bloopers.
I
Yeah.
still kind of want to take his head.
There we go. That works for me. All right. We're gonna close up tonight's episode. Thank you guys. Sorry that my speech was a little short. The German had a whole monologue that I was gonna go for, but I was already like a minute past, so I couldn't. We will have next week will be the playtest for Hench. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. The playtest for Hench will be next Tuesday. The following Tuesday, we will be welcoming Rye back with open arms and kind of
Actually, are we gonna do that? Oh,
Well,
Valhalla's out at
Yeah, we have Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, all right.
is Tuesday good?
Yeah,
Tuesday's
Tuesday's
good.
good.
So we'll do a quick play test of our one-page RPG that we've been slowly developing, and we'll come back to that. For now, though, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching
Or listening.
or listening. Damn it! And remember, folks, never split the party.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Patrick.
right. He came
I
back
didn't
though.
split the party.
Yeah, whoever gave Rye orders to do so.
It was the
Um,
many-armed man.
We'll cover that, but if you want to switch us over to the after party, I